Lil Nas X got arrested for walking around the street in his drawers, his tighty whities. I mean, it wasn't even like boxer briefs. They was like actual tighty whities walking around LA. Jason, Wade, welcome to the show.
What's
Episode
happening, my
9. We gonna start off with your boy Lil Nas X, man. Which one of y'all Lil Nas X fans?
All right, so that one song, the one that's like, I told you long ago. I can't lie. That joint, that joint does kind of go a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I can't say that I'm a fan, but that was a cool song with Jack Harlow. Um, yeah, man. I tell you, if I were Little Nas X or if I knew him, if I could give him some advice, a guy who has been seen in a thong, twerking, and all that, that's the last guy who wants to go to jail. So I would make smarter decisions because and from the looks of it, you ain't built for jail anyway. But definitely not when people seen you dropping it low on several different occasions. Not going to be the best situation for you. So I would say try to be a law-abiding citizen and enjoy the money, enjoy the success, make some hot records, make people dance like you've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, Wade, he had a $75,000 bail, so he's out. I'm sure they drug tested him. They haven't told us, if drugs were in his system, but his father and his lawyer claimed there was no drugs in the system. Like, what would make you walk down the street in your underwear, Wade, besides drugs?
He had to either be drunk or on drugs. You know what I mean? Like it's Hollywood, man. So to me, it was just entertainment. You know what I mean? Like at first, when I first saw it, I was trying to figure out if he was just being Lil Nas X. Just looking for attention.
Yeah,
Because who's walking down the street in their drawers with cowboy boots on, and the way he was talking was like he was drunk or high. You know what I mean? So it was funny, man. I just got a good laugh out of it. I think he got a good laugh out of it. And what was funny though was when he was like, "Girl, we gonna be okay." That was the funny part to me. Like when he was saying "girl," calling himself a girl. You know what I mean? But I agree with what you said, Jason. He did not need to be going to jail, man. He did not
Yeah.
need to be in jail. But he may like it though. He into that. He may like it. He may want to go to
Oh,
jail.
come on, Wade. Don't do that.
He may like it though. He may want to
Don't do
go.
that. I mean, look, Lil Nas X, he's been incredibly successful. He came up off the internet. He was one of the first people to really do that. I mean, I think Justin Bieber was like the real first person to do it, but he was able to do that and become like a pop sensation. I'm hoping that the situation didn't have to do with mental health. We've seen people, I think you mentioned Martin and a couple other people who have had these kinds of situations where it's probably about with mental health concerns. And a lot of times when you're a celebrity and you have a lot of like hangers on and people who depend on you, they're not willing to tell you the truth or to grab you up by the collar and be like, yo, you need to get the help. So I hope that people aren't just stringing him along and letting him say what he wants. I mean, that's what we see in the case of somebody like Kanye West where if that were my brother, cousin, friend, I'd have been grabbed him by the collar. You know what I'm saying? Um, but people depend on the money and like the money and all of that, so they let it go. And if it's a mental health thing for his own benefit, if you really love him, you need to address that.
yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out later in time whether it's a mental health thing or drugs or whatever it is. Whatever it is, hopefully he gets better and gets some help. Hopefully it's just a one time thing. I did see him post something like where he says he has ups and downs. That sounds like mental health, but hey, I guess we'll just find out. But pretty soon we'll see Micheal Vick as the coach of the Norfolk State football team. You excited for this, Jason?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Mike Vick, Deshaun Jackson. There's a lot of guys who have played the game who are bringing more attention to HBCUs. I think that's really cool. They're getting also opportunities that they wouldn't have gotten in other situations with these HBCUs and the ability to mold young black men. So I hope that they, including Micheal Vick in particular, who's had the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, that he really imparts a lot of wisdom and is able to take young black men or young black boys and mold them into men, and take, mama's son and make him into an upstanding man, because a lot of these guys aren't going to go to the NFL. So I know a lot of people are like, well, they'll get NFL exposure. Some of that is true, but 99% of them will never even make it to a practice squad or even to a training camp. So you do have to get them ready for, a job, a family, a career, those sorts of things. And hopefully Micheal Vick and all of the guys who are getting an opportunity to coach can give that wisdom, because we know, for example, I think it's Bruce Pearl, the guy down at LSU, the basketball coach. I don't know if y'all heard him when he was talking bad about Obama and all that. And I was like, yo, black people, stop sending your sons to these guys. You know what I mean? They don't care. You are literally, especially before they were getting paid, you were literally the help. You know what I'm saying? And not getting paid. Now you're getting paid, not by them, but you're getting paid. And, you don't want your son or daughter, if it's women's sports, to be the help. You want someone who's going to help them and bring them into manhood and womanhood and make them a good citizen, a good person, a God-fearing person, if that's, what you're into. And a lot of these coaches don't do that. So I'm excited to see what, how many, not just how many NFL football players that Mike Vick can produce out of Norfolk State, but how many doctors, how many lawyers, how many teachers, what I'm saying, he produces, that'll be able to say, yeah, I coached, I played under Coach Mike Vick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I mean, I'm glad that he stayed in Virginia because he's from Virginia. So this is great to give back to, the state that he was raised in.
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
giving
the
him four
neighborhood.
hundred thousand. Huh? What'd you say?
I said, yeah, the neighborhood he was raised in. Norfolk State is in, right around that area, Hampton, Bad
Yeah,
News,
yeah, for sure. But he's getting paid 400,000 to do it. Wade, how do you feel about him coming back home and coaching that team?
I think it's a good thing to go back to where he's from, to give back, especially after everything he's been through. I think it's a good turnaround for him, kind of like a redemption, so to say, for him. So I'm looking forward to that. And I mean, he has a lot of supporters. I've seen AI speaking highly of him and things like that. So I think he's gonna have the support that he needs. I think they're gonna do well.
Yeah. I mean, the base is 400,000, Jason. So, I mean, I think he's in the MEAC, which, I don't know if you know about the MEAC teams, the HBCU MEAC teams, but that might not be a hard division to win in. And if he gets, if he wins the championship and then it's a bonus of like $10,000, you think he'd have a chance of winning it, Jason?
I mean, I think they have a chance. I think everybody needs at least 1 year to get their feet wet. You know what I'm saying? Even Prime needed that year. It was COVID, but he still needed that year to really get the kind of recruits that he wanted, to really get his feet wet. But after that, and for the players to get used to pro sets and all of that, the knowledge that he's going to bring, is going to be foreign to a lot of these young kids. Once they really get accustomed and he gets settled, I think, the sky's the limit. They can win that conference. And, I would say there are a couple powerhouses in that conference. What is it? North Carolina A&T is always pretty good. You got Jackson State, you
Hmm.
got, is Southern in the MEAC?
Southern? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't remember them.
Okay. Like Southern and Grambling and them, they're not in the MEAC?
I
At
don't
any
know. I
rate,
don't. I have really followed MEAC football. I follow MEAC basketball a little bit because I'm an alumni of Maryland Eastern
oh,
Shore.
you know what? I'm getting MEAC and SWAC mixed up. My bad.
Mm,
The SWAC is like I think like Southern, Grambling, North Carolina A&T, and all that. The MEAC is like Morgan State
right.
and
Morgan State is
Cal
in there. Yeah.
State. Yeah. My bad. All you HBCU folks out there, out of the 7 of y'all who are watching the podcast, um, you know, 2 of y'all probably HBCU folks. I apologize for getting that mixed up. So, but yeah, I still think,
3 if you include me.
yeah, I know. And my wife, shout out to my wife. She be watching. And, like a couple of Wade's friends.
Are you funny, man?
See, you know,
Which
nah,
Howard's in the MEAC too, so
That's what I was gonna say. Howard's in there too.
Dale State.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, SWAC is further south. MEAC is, little mid-Atlantic.
I mean, we'll see how he does. I'm looking forward to seeing all of that. You know what I mean? Like, I might actually watch more games than I have before this year. Which is the purpose of them bringing Micheal Vick in anyway, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hope that he's able to get bigger recruits. I mean, they obviously are not going to have the budget. I think it was Ohio State spent $20 million on their roster last year when they won a national championship.
Crazy.
You could put every HBCU together and they wouldn't be able to come up with $20 million for athletics. So what they've got to do, they've got to have the best recruiters and they got to go out and find that diamond in the rough. That was one of the things I'll say about like Maryland basketball back in the day. Gary Williams, he would always find that unrecruited, diamond in the rough, like Joe Smith. Nobody was really recruiting Joe Smith. And, he went and found him. And he went and found the Juan Dixons. Nobody was really recruiting Juan Dixon or Lonnie Baxter or any of those guys. But he would go out and find those diamonds in the rough. And I think that, bringing it to a football context, that's what, what he's going to have to do, what Mike Vick is going to have to do. Little harder to be unknown now with the internet. Everybody's got, on Huddle, or everybody's got a tape and a mixtape and all of that. But, there's still some guys out there that you can look at and be like, that guy's going to be good. He's not developed yet, but you can develop that guy. And that's who they have to find. They're not going to get probably the guy that wants $2 million.
Yeah. I mean, even with that being said, it's like at least some of these players that never really got any exposure will get some exposure, hopefully. There's some good guys out there that just, weren't seen, So hopefully that brings some exposure to guys like that. Even the teams that they play against in the MEAC, hopefully they get some of those guys get exposure too. But Wade, it's going down in Miami. Things are changing in Miami for Tyreek Hill. He's, getting a divorce. He's only married to the woman, Keita, for like 17 months. And now he had to pay her $500,000. It's like between $20,000 and $50,000 in monthly support. I think she got $100,000 new car. Then he had to pay the legal fees, which was $450,000. And then she gets exclusive use of the condo that he's paying $5.5 million for in mortgage. Wait, what's going on down there in Miami?
Man, that's crazy, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Cheaper to keep her, man.
That's a fact.
I don't know what else. I don't know what to say about that one, man. He took a
That's
major
real.
L. That's a major L, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the situation, but I mean, to be married for 17 to 19 months and it's over already, and she getting all that. I mean, we keep seeing this happen over and over and over again, man. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, but let's
I
pray
don't know
for
what happened either, man. But I don't like reading all those numbers though.
yeah.
That's a
I was
lot.
surprised. I was reading that and I was like 500,000 condo access, $100,000 legal. Like I was like, damn.
That's crazy. And I don't understand this exclusive use of their condo. So does that mean they both have access to this condo? Could they run into each other? This is
Yeah,
that
it must be.
sounds
Yeah. Hmm.
that sounds crazy. I don't know, man. How you feel about it, Jason?
I agree with Wade. It is cheaper to keep her. And Tyreek Hill, didn't he have like 7 kids in 4 years or something crazy? Like he had
He
like
did have something crazy, yeah.
a bunch of kids in a short amount of time. Um, yeah, I think he just needs to make more, make better decisions and be more disciplined. It's funny how um, guys can be so disciplined in one part of their life and not in another. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
obviously, the man just ran a 10-1 in the 100. Like, he is a disciplined athlete. When it comes
Hmm.
to training, comes to diet, I'm sure he's super disciplined, but obviously his love life, he's not the most disciplined. And it's going to cost him. And again, he's making amazing money right now, but my understanding is that situation is until the baby turns 18, right? So, you know, he's not going to be making that money for the next 18 years.
Yeah.
So I hope
Yeah.
he has a plan for afterward, so that he's not, living in Carriage Hill. Shout out to Carriage Hill. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Carriage
Right.
Hill. Shout out to, to Temple Hills, everything. But, I don't want to see Tyreek Hill, at the bus stop in Temple Hills. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want him to, continue to be successful. So I hope he has a plan for after his career, because that money is not going to keep flowing in, for the next 10 years.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I hope so. I hope this doesn't break his pockets too much, man. I hate to see him shopping at Iverson Mall. So,
Get some
yeah.
sneakers, man. That'll be funny.
Yo, is
Oh man,
Iverson Mall still open?
it's open. Yeah.
A word? Yeah.
Yeah, it's still open. You can still go get your snickerdoodles or whatever you need. Do
Iverson
either you think
Mall.
it's gonna impact his play on the field? You know what I mean? That's a steep pocket, dig right there.
I think it has to. I think it has to affect his play on the field. I mean, maybe when game time come, he can lock in, but he has to be thinking about that, man. Has to. That's a lot of money, man. And if
Yeah.
it's 18 years, that's crazy.
Well, I know who gonna be happy on the field. Terry McLaurin. He's gonna be happy when he get back on that field. He got that 3 year extension, 96 million. Is he worth 96 million, Jason? 3 years?
Yep. Man, worth every penny.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Tyreek Hill, I'm sorry. Terry McLaurin is a hell of a ball player. He was with the team through those difficult times when he had Sam Howell. And I don't think Sam Howell is that bad. Let me be clear. I don't think he's a bad quarterback, but he's not great. And, he also had Taylor Heineke and, guys who I don't think are bad. Let me be clear. I'm not putting them down.
Hmm.
But they weren't superstar quarterbacks, and he was making them look good, because he was out there balling out, never giving up, playing hard, being a leader on the team. And I think you got to reward that and also realize that he still has a little bit left in the tank. We look at last season, it didn't look like he was slowing down any. So I'd say ride that momentum. I think he's got at least 2 or 3 more strong seasons in him if he
Hmm.
stays healthy. So yeah, I think that man deserved that money, and I'm glad they got it going. And I expect the Commanders to have a decent season this year.
Yeah. I hope fans are happy. I know they're happy actually because they've been waiting for this. I don't know what took so long. Don't you think that this took way too long to sign this deal, Wade?
Yeah, it took a while. I know we was having this discussion a couple episodes ago about I think he was trying to get 120. And we actually had the guest on the show, and he was mentioning that too. So I'm glad he got paid. I'm looking forward to this season. I mean, he was a vital point in the season last year, so I'm excited. Excited they got him and he signed, and we right back to it this season.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad they can just picked up where they left off pretty much, They had a great season last year, like
Yeah,
we've been talking about. Hopefully he doesn't run into that, talking about Jaden Daniels, that second season where, it's not as great as the first season, but I look forward to seeing it. Shawn Kemp is doing 30 days, Jason. You know why he's doing 30 days?
Yeah, like didn't he let off in a freaking parking lot, shot somebody, shot at somebody,
Yeah. Yeah,
got
apparently they stole his phone.
And his memorabilia, whatever memorabilia he had in his car at the time. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I think he was a little more worried about the phone. I don't know what he had in that phone. He must have had something in there dangerous, Wade. Something dangerous in that
Yeah,
phone.
I think he did everything that OJ wanted to do, man. He shot them shots off, man, and got to try to get his stuff back. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
man, that was crazy to see, man. Like I don't envision Shawn Kemp looking the way he looked, man. You know, Shawn Kemp was athletic, dunking on people, man. He just looked big now, and he looked old. Of course, we gonna age, man, but he just looked kind of looked bad a little bit, man. That was one of my favorite players growing up, man. So, I know they was talking about 9 months or 6 months they was trying to initially give him, but I think he got slapped on the wrist to let off 2 shots and claiming self defense and only get 30 days. I mean, he got 30 days, or I thought he got 30 days on house arrest, the ankle monitor.
Home monitoring. Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah. So like he got off good. He got off
Mhm.
good for shooting shots. You know what I mean?
hell
Yeah, he
yeah,
got off pretty easy. I know. I know you feel that
hell
way,
yeah,
Jason. I mean, he
yeah, he
busting
could,
shots at people that stole his phone.
yeah, that's crazy. Like, and look, Shawn Kemp, imagine he just slapped you with those hands. He ain't gotta shoot nobody. Like, I don't know if the other guys had guns, but he didn't really need to blast at nobody. Like Shawn Kemp slap you with them hands, and put hands on you. It's already a problem.
He older,
Mhm.
man. He ain't fighting nobody, man. He shooting, man. He ain't he used to be, man.
Yeah, nah, I can dig it. He looked like he was having a baby when I saw him in the courtroom. I was like, "Dang, son, damn, homie." When I
Yeah.
was in high school, you were the man, homie.
But at the end of his career, he was looking like that too, though. You know what I mean? The end of his career, he was looking kind of big too, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Him and Vin Baker, like I don't know what happened to them. You know what I'm saying? They were like slim, and then they just fell off. And the sad part is, you know, your chance if you're 7 feet tall, your chance of living over 60 is like really low.
I saw
Like
that.
they say, people who are 7 feet tall, they generally don't make it to 60
Yeah, yeah.
because your heart has to work so much harder
Mm.
to get blood everywhere, because you're freaking,
They,
7 feet tall.
they was talking about the
Like,
blood.
yeah, smaller people live longer. That's just like a fact.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm the shortest one in this group. Nah, I still got me a pair of Shawn Kemp's though. I be
Yeah.
rocking those every once in a while. Them
my
shoes was
problem with
hot. Did
Shawn
y'all have to
Kemp,
choose? Huh?
my problem with Shawn Kemp was I felt like he never really developed his game. He could have been better.
If he would, I think if he would have slimmed down, he would have been a lot better, right?
I think if he developed a jump shot, like, you know what I mean? Like,
He was
it
fresh out
was,
of high school, man. He probably never got that work ethic. He didn't get that college, that college work ethic. He's straight out of high school. So he probably didn't get in the league either. He was just like a freak athlete, you know what I mean?
because he could have been like KG. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like, if he had learned post moves, if he had like not just depended so much on raw athleticism, but learned how to take guys off the dribble, get a little mid-range game in, post game, you know, like he could have been better than he was. That was my problem with Shawn Kemp.
Yeah.
Like who was it? I think it was Gilbert Arenas was talking about like how he was mad at um Vince Carter because he said Vince Carter could have been like the GOAT if he had put the work in. And I kind of feel that way. I don't know about the GOAT, but I feel like Shawn Kemp could have been KG, could have had the career KG had.
Mhm. Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, man. Went to the finals. I mean, gotta respect
Yeah.
that, man. Against Jordan, the Bulls. So yeah, he was nice.
Yeah. They had a good team. Speaking of good teams, are they celebrating down there in Miami? Miami 305 won a championship, the Big 3 Championship. Wait, you see Mario Chalmers hit that three? to win the
Yeah, we
game?
called it. We all said Miami was going to win, man. I think Beasley, man, watching that game, man, Beasley's a great player and he's very smart. Like he made the smart pass at the end. Like what I noticed during that game is that he's not selfish. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what everybody think about him, but I know he has a reputation. But he is unselfish. He's passing the ball. He wasn't forcing those shots. He was taking his shots. He was keeping his team together. You know what I mean? They went down a little bit. He got everybody together, and then they picked it back up. And then I knew Mario Chalmers was gonna get that shot. I knew it. Like he's known for that. That's what he's
Mm,
known for. He was right there too, like right there. And Beasley made a perfect pass. No bounce pass, chest pass, right to him,
yeah,
right in his shooting pocket. Good. Game
yeah.
time. Yeah, it's a good game.
What you think? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that was a good game. It was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game. They won 52-48. I know Jason loves Mario Chalmers, so what do you think about it?
I mean, yo, Mario Chalmers is a very good Big 3 basketball player. Um, but was he like great in the NBA? I can't. I'm not gonna give him that. You know, if I were playing Mario Chalmers to 11, it would be 11-0 Mario Chalmers. So I'm not trying to talk trash on the man, but I'm saying like, when people talk about how good those Miami teams were, I think you had, of course, the best player in the world. You had a top 3, top 5 player in the world. Then you had a guy who was a superstar but was declining. And then the rest of those dudes were just okay. Like they were just like bodies. And Mario Chalmers was one of the bodies. Norris Cole, those guys were, So I just feel like everybody acts like those Miami teams were just like loaded. And it's like, yo, they were top heavy, but the bottom, some of those dudes would have been two-way players. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I think it was right place, right time, and they were good role players for that team.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, Haslam and all that, like, they're good, they were good players, like, but they were not like, people act like they were the Golden State Warriors, you know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Nah,
weren't even weren't even close. Like, how dare they lose to
the Mavs.
Dallas? And I'm
Yeah,
like, yo, Dallas was a better team top to bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they didn't have Bron, but other than that, like Dallas had a damn good team. Way better than the role players that the Heat had.
the
Mhm,
Heat.
mhm. I'm not mad at it. Dirk deserved that title, man. He was overdue for a championship.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely. I
Yeah,
mean, would you rather have Mario Chalmers or Jason Terry?
Jason Terry.
Jason Terry. That's all I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, you know,
I was
I
gonna
would
say,
rather have
I was
JJ
gonna say Kyle.
Barea.
I was gonna say Kyle Lowry, or Chalmers. I like they solid PGs. Who would you take?
I know Bobby loves Kyle Lowry.
yeah.
Kyle Lowry,
Nah, I can't take Carl Lowry, man. Like
not Mario
I have to
Chalmers.
say Mario Chalmers, man.
Oh
They
nah,
both solid.
no, come on now. I'm not the hugest Kyle Lowry fan either, but versus Mario Chalmers, I'm taking Kyle Lowry.
He was solid.
Yeah, man, come on now. I mean, look, I'm saying you have a good argument when it's like, was Kyle Lowry an All Star? I don't know, but is he? Would I rather have him than Mario Chalmers? Absolutely.
Mm.
Like,
I think that I would take Mario because he chooses his shots better than me. I mean, I think that Kyle Lowry think he just the man when it comes to like 3 pointers and game winners and things like that. Like I don't think he's as great as he thinks he is. So I would take Mario Chalmers. I think he would, take the smarter shot at the end of the game.
I think Kyle Lowry was franchise though with Raptors. Him and DeRozan was the franchise.
yeah, and Kyle Lowry actually like was a big part of his team winning the championship.
Hmm.
Like I said, Mario Chalmers was just a body. You know what I mean? Like somebody got tired, throw him in there.
No, he
Mm,
was a good role player, man. He played his position.
yeah, I mean,
He started at the one, right? He started at the
Yeah,
one.
yeah, he
Yeah,
did.
Norris Cole came off the bench. Nah, he was solid, man. He been
Yeah,
solid. Kansas every level.
I think Norris Cole was better than Kyle
Norris Cole
Lowry. I mean,
he
not
on a
Kyle
low.
Lowry, than Mario Chalmers.
I think he was more athletic and more agile, but I don't know. Mario Chalmers solid, man.
He did have a couple of solid years. Like I think sometimes we make it seem like Mario Chalmers was like a dog, and I'm like, I'm not giving him that. He's good. He was a decent player, but we could probably put Wade Dunston on that team and give him some minutes. You know what I'm
Definitely could have put me on that team, man.
saying? Hell yeah.
All right. So would you take Mario Chalmers or CJ McCollum?
CJ.
Color.
CJ McCollum?
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah, all day. Not even close. I would take CJ.
Yeah, I would take CJ over Mario. So here back at home, we got Colin Kaepernick contributing and investing in PG County. Um, you know, aiming towards like the youth development, social justice, and education programs.
Uh-huh.
This is great, man. I like that Colin Kaepernick is doing this. I feel like he is really making great use of his time. Whenever I see him.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. Anything for PG County. I mean, I come through the PG County school system, so I understand. We all come from different backgrounds, different, our families, different low class, middle class, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so I think it's good, man. Anything to give back to the kids in PG County, I'm all for. And it's good that he stretched all the way out to PG County. From where he's from. I don't know if he did this already where he's from, but I'm glad that he came over and is doing what he's doing in PG County.
Yeah, it's focusing on enhancing student literacy. I know you're an advocate for that, Jason.
Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a beautiful thing that um, he has continued his activism. It wasn't just performative. It wasn't just him, kneeling. Like he actually put his time and blood and sweat behind that. You know what I mean? A lot of people were like, "Oh, it's just performative. It's just performative," but he's been out of the NFL for almost a decade now, and he is not stopped his activism. He's not stopped advocating for communities, for particularly for Black communities. So I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's shown that he really is the man that people were saying he was at the time, and some people were questioning it. But he's really shown that he's really that. The only thing that I'll say, just to bring it back to sports for a quick second, is I think he should have played in the UFL or the XFL or something like that. Because he had a chance to play football again,
Hmm.
and he turned that down. And it's like, bro, you could have been the highest paid player in that league. You could have put some time into that. The NFL was never going to let you come back. They basically paid you to go away, and you could have done. You could have given everybody an opportunity to see you play again, which I think many of us wanted to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he had workouts, right? Well, they were saying that he had workouts, but he just never got picked up by a team. But I think he was more waiting on one of those teams to pick him up. But I feel you, he should have had.
Yeah, none of those teams were going to pick him up. That was all perform. That was performative.
Yeah,
That was all like, let's make it seem like we're fair.
hmm
And then he had that one workout that I think Jay-Z set up.
yeah.
It was one place, and then he changed it to an hour away at the last minute, and like no team showed up. Like it was,
I
you
saw
know,
It's messed up, man.
it. Oh man.
It's messed up what happened to him, man. I was, I liked Colin Kaepernick. I still like him, of course, but I think the way his career ended was unfair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was it was unfair. The whole thing about it, like, you know, all the people who were saying take politics out of sports, love putting politics in sports and other situations that I'm sure we'll talk about at some point.
Hmm.
You know, they defend it all the time, but he was a guy who stood on his principle and was willing to lose his career. But he did have one opportunity to play again. Um, and if he could have gone there and balled out, like it really would have made the NFL look bad. Now, it was a big risk because, you know, you got a bunch of Butterfinger guys who aren't in the NFL because they're, you know, for a reason. And then you go and look bad because these guys can't catch the football. Um, then the NFL looks like, see, you really just weren't good enough. So it was a risk, but you know, I think it was worth it.
Hmm.
Or it would have been worth it.
I agree.
Well, I'm gonna start with you on this next topic, Wade, because I know we were talking about how expensive it is in Miami to like date and go to different places and explore, and um, now you got to add another $1,000 to that if you want to take Sashi Vickery on a date. Because did you see that you have to cash app her $1,000 just to go on a date with her? That's your deposit.
Yeah, I saw that. So I'm thinking now, Kamado 600, like I told y'all last time. She 1,000, so that's 1,600 for a date. It's crazy, man. That's crazy. She says she's tired of dating men who. What did she say? She's tired of.
She
How
no
does she,
longer wants to date men for free.
for free?
Yeah,
Hey
because
man,
of the behavior of men.
more power
She
to her.
now requires a pre-date deposit.
Free date deposit, man.
You see what we got to deal with, Jason?
Like like modern. I don't want to say modern prostitution, but I mean,
And yo, that's $1,000 deposit. There's nothing in there that says you're gonna smash either.
yeah. But
Exactly.
Like she not
That's
even
just for
gonna
the
let you
date.
clap, and she, you know,
uh,
she
so
still
so
wants $1,000. You can still go walk away with your $1,000.
You
it's
gotta pay. You gotta pay her $1,000 before you can take her on a date to cater to her
the
and show
Kamado.
her a good time.
So remember Kamado, extra $600, so it's 1,600. It's not 1,000, 1,600. If she asking for 1,000, you ain't taking her to no cheesecake, man.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I
Nah, I
mean,
mean,
$1,000 for a date
if she
is
accepts the
crazy.
deposit, she better go anywhere I want to go.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's not how it is. That's not the contract. That's the thing. For $1,000, I want a contract. You know what I'm saying? I want a full-on contract.
what's in the contract, man?
See, you trying to set me up. I mean, all right, what's in the contract? The date will last at least 4 hours. You know what I'm
uh,
saying? Like you
4 hours.
can't just
That sounds like a lot of money that you're gonna be spending in that 4 hours too, though.
I ain't doing that, man.
um yeah, I mean, look, I would never pay to take somebody on a date.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um and I think a lot of you younger dudes, y'all need to like look at different opportunities. So, for example, there was a young dude I know. He comes to the gym sometimes after work, Bobby, and you know he goes to Union. He goes to the I shouldn't have said the church name. He goes to a particular church, and they be having like
Okay, that's
singles
my
night.
church too.
Yeah. Oh, you go there too?
Hmm.
Yeah. Um. So they be having singles night. And they're like, yo, my wife, be telling me, she's like, yo, they say it's like ladies' night because no dudes show up.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It be mad, John's there, and like the dudes don't show up. So like, yo, like if if I were to show up and bring Bob and bring Wade or Bobby, or if I brought one of y'all through or both of y'all through, you would have your choice between like 20 different women with good jobs who have the right morals and the right values and all of that. And they ain't asking for no deposits. They'd be comfortable with you taking them on a walk for the first date. You know what I mean? But dudes want to do the internet thing and want to do it a certain way. You're not going to find, you know what I'm saying, like a wife. It's almost like, if you go looking for seashells at Sandy Point, you know what I'm saying? Like, we making this real Maryland today. Forgive us if you're not from Maryland. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're looking for like wildlife and stuff and fish and dolphins in Sandy Point, you ain't gonna find it. You looking in the wrong place. You at Sandy Point. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go to the Bahamas or something. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for real, dolphins and all of that good stuff. And a lot of these dudes out here be like, yeah, I'm gonna just go, swim in the sewer and hope to find a diamond. And it's like, you're not gonna find that.
Wow. You just called the dating pool a sewer.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? If the shoe fits, find a matching skirt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, you're not too far off from what I've experienced. So
was it the
I just think it's crazy that people that
don't they say the dating pool has pee in it?
Yeah, but the sewer, it got more than pee in it. But I'm just surprised that people are actually paying Sashi the $1,000. Like, she has receipts of people paying.
Simp culture,
And
man.
yeah, it's ridiculous. If she's a tennis player, she probably makes decent money. I don't know. I don't follow her or anything. Do you know anything about her career, Jason?
Nah, she's not the one that just played and was beefing with the white lady, right?
I'm not sure. I'm not up on my tennis right now.
But she was, I mean, she's not very highly ranked or anything, I don't believe.
Yeah. I mean, not to sound disrespectful or anything, but I saw some images and I wouldn't pay $1,000 to go on a date with her.
Not hell no. Well, first of all, I don't care how bad the shorty is. There's nobody that I'm paying in advance. You know what I'm saying? For your time. And what would I pay $1,000 for a couple hours? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think of what I would do. $1,000, I could damn near what? I could go to Miami and get a hotel and stay for a weekend for $1,000.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think you could
Like,
find a nice, genuine woman and take her on 3 to 4 dates, maybe even a couple more with $1,000.
yo, for like 3,500, I could take her on vacation to freaking the Dominican Republic, or you know what I'm saying? I could, you know what I'm saying? Like, for like a long weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I pay you $1,000? There's not much I would pay. Let's say it's 4 hours. There's not much I would pay $250 an hour for. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Like a Stevie Wonder concert? Like, I wouldn't even pay that, to be honest. Like, I love Stevie. It's my favorite artist. Like, there's nothing. And so it doesn't matter how bad or how attractive or unattractive she is. I saw her. I thought she was okay. She wasn't bad looking. She wasn't great.
I think it's sad for she a role model and she's in the spotlight. And I think it's just a bad representation for the young girls that's watching that. You know what I mean? Like, you charging guys $1,000 to take you out on a date. Like, Ain't
Hmm.
nobody going for that, man. You know, except the simp culture. So I feel like that's bad, and she's setting them up for failure.
Yeah. And, I didn't mean anything mean or malicious by what I said. I think that the fact that she said this and has this whole thing going on, I think that's what made her look more unattractive to me, not like her actual physical physique. And I think that, sometimes when people do a certain thing to you or something you don't like or don't or like leaves a bad taste in your mouth, that's when it kind of makes them unattractive. I think that's where I'm at.
I think it might be also a way of saying I'm not dating. You know what I'm saying? Like she's trying to
Hmm.
deter guys. Like, look, I ain't going out on no dates unless you pay me $1,000. You know what I mean? That's a way of saying the dating pool has pee in it. I don't want to be associated. Leave me alone. I think it's her way of saying that more so than like she's like taking offers and got her cash app up on her freaking Instagram. I think she's like, look, all right, leave me alone. If you're really serious, put some bread up. You know what I'm saying? And even if someone paid for it, I'd be more worried about that guy. That sounds like a stalker. You know what I'm saying? That sounds like a dangerous person. Like I'd be like, nah, yo, you too eager.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Lamont Roach uh, made a small request on X to fight Floyd Mayweather. And we've been saying a lot of crazy fights lately, Jason and Wade. Would you want to see Lamont Roach fight Mayweather, Jason?
No, no. I've seen Mayweather fight 50 fights. I didn't see all of them, but I saw a lot of them. I saw probably 30 of them, and I don't need to see Mayweather fight anymore. You know, I want to see what these young guys can do against one another, and I'm really upset because boxing is a sport that I love. It's a sport that I grew up on. So I'm really upset to see the route that it's taking, where you have guys like Tank wanting to fight Jake Paul, someone who's not anywhere near his weight class, has like 11 fights, just ridiculous. And, you have guys like Lamont Roach talking about fighting Floyd Mayweather when Tank and Lamont Roach themselves have unfinished business. So to me, it sounds like they should fight one another. That's what the true fans want. They can make a good amount of money doing that. We don't need boxing to become WWE, and that's what it's starting to look like right now.
That's definitely what it's looking like. It's it's almost like it's disgusting, man. I don't even want to watch these fights, man. I feel like I'm gonna end up watching it because everybody else, I mean, is gonna be watching it, and there's nothing else to watch. um, nothing else exciting to watch in the boxing world. Really, he should have fought. Well, I don't know if he should have fought Carmel Moulton. What do you think, Wade? Carmel Moulton's still young. He's 8-0. They call him the next Floyd Mayweather. You think Lamont Roach should have took that offer?
Yeah, I agree with Jason. He should definitely get that rematch with Tank. But I mean, anybody's dream would be if you're a boxer to fight Floyd Mayweather. You know what I mean? I think that's everybody's dream. Of course, we all gonna watch it because we love Floyd Mayweather. You know, I think Mayweather still want to fight. I think he hasn't really retired 100% yet, but he do have his protege. So I think he's trying to push his protege to fight Roach. I think that'd be a good fight if those two fight. But like you said, Jason, I don't really think he's ready to fight Roach yet. But I don't know. I don't see him training. I don't know. I don't know. But I feel like everyone I agree. I feel like all sports are kind of getting watered down. I mean, I feel like football is the only sport that hasn't really gotten super watered down. Even the NBA has gotten a little watered down a little bit. Boxing is just becoming, like you said, WWE lately. And I know you love boxing, Jason. For me, I'm just being entertained. So I would love to see Floyd Mayweather fight Roach. But if we true boxing fans, we know that rematch need to happen between him and Tank.
Yeah, I actually love the NBA now. I think I think the NBA is actually good right now. Um, I don't, and the NFL. I love the NBA, the NFL. Um, I'm not as big into baseball, so I can't necessarily say that it's been watered down or that it's straight. But games I've seen, I try to go to like two or three games a year, and games I've seen have been pretty good. Um, so I can't necessarily fully get on board there the way boxing and MMA have been watered down. Like those have been like I can't even watch like Bobby, our friend Khan. You know what I'm saying? He and I love MMA. We talk about MMA, and it's just not the same sport that it was. Um, I just feel like it's how do we make a big headline and a quick buck rather than making it the competitive sport that helped the sport grow.
Mm-hmm.
And boxing, that's probably the oldest sport in history. Is two men fighting each other and throwing fists, and
Yeah.
it's just really sad to see where it is. It's really just becoming a clown show.
I think it's the times, and I think it's even with music. I mean, everybody been saying music isn't the same. I feel like also it has something to do with like the money that these athletes are making now. Like the love is kind of going away, and they're just fighting for the money now. Like it's not about like everybody know Tank should be fighting Roach. We know that was like it was a draw, but everybody thinks some people think that Roach won, some people think that Tank won. But I feel like the money is making these fighters do certain things. It's like money grabs, you know what I mean? Instead of like the true love. So
What do you think? Who do you think won between Lamont and Tank?
man, I think I ain't gonna lie. I seen Tank stumble a couple times, man. It was tough. It was tough. I would give Roach a slight edge.
Mm.
Slight edge.
Jason,
It was tough though.
Jason, who did you have winning that fight after you watched it?
I thought it was a draw, but I think Roach had the bigger moments. One thing about Tank that I've always said is that he's there to be hit. Like he's not like an elusive. A lot of people thought he was going to be the next Floyd, and I'm like, no, because he stands in the pocket and gets punched. Like he's not elusive. He doesn't really. I think because he has short arms, like he doesn't really play distance the way like someone like Floyd did. Floyd had a long reach and was, had a way of staying out of your reach, but then coming back and countering and hitting you with a good shot. Um, so I like Tank's footwork, but he's not an elusive fighter, and I think that's what Lamont took note of. And what Tank does really well is wait for you to make a mistake. And Lamont didn't really make any big mistakes that night. And I think now fighters know, and that's what tells me I think Shakur would win that fight. Because Shakur is a little more elusive than, say, uh, like a Lamont Roach. So he's not going to get hit with those shots that Lamont got hit with. And he doesn't really make big mistakes.
Mm.
So I think he's going to go in there and, probably outbox Tank for, probably 8-4. And I think he'll do the same to Lamont. But we need to figure that out, and everybody needs to fight each other and not fight these retired fighters and YouTube guys and Disney people, and like actually fight real fighters.
Mm. So is it fair to say that you think Shakur would beat Lamont?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel bad saying that as, a half DMV, half Baltimore guy,
Mm-hmm.
but I think Shakur would beat both of them. I'm just saying. I'm not saying who I hope would win. I'm just saying. I think Shakur, looking at their skill sets, styles make fights, and I think with both the Lamont and Tank styles, I think Shakur would come out on top.
So it sounds like you're saying Shakur is the best in their weight class, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Shakur may be the best fighter pound for pound right now.
Mm,
You know, I mean,
that's hard to dispute. You're right.
yeah, I mean, there's a couple of people. You got Usyk, you got Crawford, you got Canelo, you got Inoue, and you got Shakur. You know, Tank would have been in that conversation, but he fought Lamont to a draw. So I think those are the guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we can officially take him out the conversation if he, has a draw and now his next fight is with Jake Paul. I don't even think he should be in the running.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Pound for pound. Yeah. All right. Well, I know Wade said he's gonna tune into the Jake Paul fight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, like I said, it's all entertainment, man. It's all.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll end up watching it for some reason.
You gonna watch?
Let me just say, first of all, if you're watching this, please like and subscribe. Click that bell notification so you can know when we're dropping episodes. We really need likes and we really need subscriptions. We're going to try and come at y'all with big interviews. But having said that, I want to ask y'all if you could fight somebody. Well, I think we talked about this offline, but now that y'all have had a chance to think about it, you have a chance to fight Shaq or you have a chance to fight Mike Tyson. Now, who are you fighting? Bobby?
I would fight Shaq.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wade, we
And you need to see that video though. I think you saw that video of Shaq. Shaq ain't look bad.
yeah, against Oliver McCall, who was a former heavyweight champion. He was whooping Oliver McCall's ass, honestly.
Yeah. And he has some reach.
Him up.
Of course he has reach. I mean, yeah. I just think that Shaq's form is not as good as Tyson's. I just like my odds better. I mean, I like my odds against tall people most of the time when I'm in boxing. So that's my reason.
Yeah, I don't want to fight either one of them, man. I'm good.
Yeah. But if you had to choose,
you got to choose one.
If I had to choose one, I'd probably fight Shaq.
Y'all bugging. I'm fighting Tyson. 60-year-old Tyson in a boxing ring.
He still hits really hard, bro.
Man.
I think y'all under.
He's known for knocking people, and he has more technique than Shaq. Like,
and he trying to hit you. He trying to hit you with that knockout punch because he can't probably last all the 12 rounds. He trying to knock you out.
Yeah, I think Shaq would have a ridiculous amount of power. He's younger than Tyson. His reach is 7'5". You know what I'm saying? Like, or his wingspan is 7'5". You know, I
so
don't.
You think Shaq will put up a better fight against Jake Paul than Tyson did?
Oh yeah, I think. Yeah, like I don't think Jake Paul. If Shaq is fighting for real, I think he's knocking Jake Paul out. You really need to watch that video with Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall, he's not I ain't gonna make it seem like he was a great heavyweight champion, but he did win a heavyweight championship. And Shaq sat there and beat him like he stole something.
He was holding his own.
Yeah. Oliver McCall, you can see he was like, damn, how much money they paying me for this? You know what I'm saying? Like, Shaq was putting paws on him, and it's hard to get around that jab and those punches, you know what I'm saying? Tyson is 5'9", 5'10"? He's 5'10" on his tippy toes.
5'10" or 5'11", one of the two.
Yeah, I don't think he's 5'11". Tyson ain't no 5'11". Tyson is 5'9", 5'10". Okay. You know what I'm saying? Now, it used to be he was so quick and explosive he could get in on you. I don't think he's doing that now. And it was, they were in Brooklyn. I don't know if you saw the clip, but it was him and Shannon Briggs. Shannon Briggs. Let's go, champ.
Yeah,
That's Shannon Briggs. And Shannon Briggs was ragdolling him. I was like, yo.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, now granted, Shannon Briggs is another big dude, but like Shannon Briggs was kind of ragdolling Tyson, like kind of sunning him. And I'm like, I don't think Tyson is the same Tyson. Now, in his head, now, if I had to walk into a cell and see Tyson, that's a different story. But in a ring, I'd rather fight Tyson than than Shaq all day.
Um, most places have him listed as 5'10", Mike Tyson, but there's a couple that say 5'11".
Yeah.
So somewhere in between 5'10" and 5'11", Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I mean, they have Bronny listed as 6'3", too, and we found out he's like 6'1", on a good day.
Yeah. But all right, fellas, episode 9 down. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you all being here, showing up for work.
Appreciate y'all. Great show. Great
Yeah,
topic.
no doubt. And make sure you get that Meton Noir. You go to maisondedarius.com. Make sure you smell good. So after you get out of the ring with Shaq, you can take a shower, put this on, and pay your $1,000 to get a date with I forgot the woman's name, but I tell you, you might get a discount if you smell like this. You might be like, 500. Make sure you get Maison de Darius, Meton Noir, or Notoria, or many of the other good fragrances they have on there. We wear them ourselves. It's great.
Yep. Make sure you hit that bell.